Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are grading this beautiful summer scene. Glowing warm tones, soft contrast, and a touch of vintage character. It's got that filmic vibe, perfect for sounded stories. And the best part? No third-party LUTs and no Dehancer Pro. Just DaVinci Resolve's built-in tools. Let's dive in. Before we jump into grading, let me quickly show you my project settings, especially if you are new to the channel. I'm using a CST-based workflow, so under color management, I've already set my input and output color spaces accordingly. You can also see my timeline resolution here. Feel free to set this based on your project needs, of course. To make things faster, I've already added my input and output CST nodes in the node tree. If you're not familiar with how to set those up, I have separate tutorials that walk you through the process step by step. Definitely check those out if you need a refresher. Alright, let's start with our primary grade. First things first, I want to balance the shot, especially the skin tone, before adding any creative adjustments. Here on the vector scope, you can see the skin tone indicator. You know, that diagonal line that helps guide us toward natural skin tones. To better assess that, I'm going to isolate the skin using a mask. Let's add it here and adjust the size. I'll get rid of the softness. And also let's zoom in a bit too. Now I'll turn on the highlights. And as you can see, the moment we do that, the image is displayed in DaVinci Intermediate, which is a log-style color space. So it looks flat and hard to judge colors accurately. So I want to show you a little trick I use all the time, and I promise it'll make your life much easier when it comes to skin tones and overall balance. First, let's delete this mask, and instead I'll create a new corrector node here. Let's name it, and now I'll recreate the same mask, but this time I'll connect its alpha output to the output CST directly. This way we're seeing the masked area in the correct color space, not log. Oh, and quick tip, if you're having a hard time reading the vector scope, you can always zoom in by clicking right here. Now, back in our balance node, I'll use the HDR global wheel to nudge the skin tones closer to the indicator line. Okay. Looking good, and let's disconnect the mask node to see the full image again. Looking great. That subtle magenta cast is now gone, and we're starting from a much cleaner base. Next, I want to add the Kodak 2383 film print LUT that comes built into DaVinci Resolve. This is a really popular LUT. It gives us that classic Hollywood-style cinematic look. But here's the thing. These film print LUTs are designed to work with footage in Cineon film log gamma, not in DaVinci White Gamut Intermediate. So we cannot just drop the LUT into our current node tree. We need to prep the signal first. But the solution is simple. Right after our output CST, I'll add a new node and apply another color space transform, CST. This time we'll convert from Rec 709, which is where our image is currently after the output CST, to Cineon film log. Now in the next node, we'll drop in the Kodak 2383. And there it is. What a big difference it makes. The image immediately takes on that rich, filmic tone with classic highlight, roll-off, and contrast. Now I'll add a third node and start adjusting the contrast. I'm using the primary wheels, lift, gamma, and gain to shape the image here. Let's switch over to the waveform so we can better monitor our shadows and highlights as we go. Here I'm using my mini panel, but don't worry, you can do the exact same thing with just your mouse if you don't have a panel. And by the way, for now, don't worry about the background. We'll take care of that in the next step. I think this is looking good. Now, let's add another node. And I'll label this one background. To isolate the background, I'm going to use depth map. Let's add it. I'll invert the selection and start adjusting the map levels. Good. We can also use map finesse to fine-tune the edges and, clean up the transition. Now that we've got a nice separation, I'll use the HDR global wheel to gently darken the background and create more focus on our subject. Great. If needed, you can always jump back into the inspector panel and tweak the depth map settings even further. Good. Let's toggle it on and off to compare. Looking beautiful. That separation really makes the subject pop. Next, I want to add a bit of glow to our subject, just to give it that soft, dreamy highlight. To do that, I'll create an outside node, which lets us isolate the subject from our existing depth map selection. Now I'll add the glow effect. Let's turn on alpha limit so the glow stays restricted to just our subject. I'll also change the composite type to screen for a more natural blend. Now I'll bring down the shine threshold to taste. Somewhere around here looks good, I think. Nice and subtle, but it adds that extra polish and glow to the face and shoulders. You can also adjust the spread here and the opacity to your taste. And if you wanted to affect the image more, you can lift the shadows under the HDR wheel a little bit. Let's toggle it on and off. I love it. Now in the next node, I want to use printer lights to give the image just a little bit more color density and warmth. I'm adding a subtle push of green and maybe some red. Just enough to enrich the midtones and bring in that photochemical feel. Let's toggle it on and off. Looking beautiful, warmer and richer. In the final node, I'm going to use the film look grader to give the image that last filmic touch. I'll start with a clean slate and add a bit of cinematic character here. If you like, you can also increase the saturation in this node. It really depends on your taste and the mood you want to create. Let's take a look. Yep, looking good already. Now let's add some split toning. Here I usually start by bringing the strength all the way up. This helps visualize the effect clearly. Then I'll make adjustments to the hue angle and pivot to get the tone I want. And once that's dialed in, I'll pull back the strength to something more subtle and refined. Let's check it. Yep, I like it. And finally, we'll finish things off with some vignette, halation, bloom, and a bit of film grain to complete that cinematic look. Let's check it one more last time. Beautiful. Okay, before we wrap up, I'm just going to soften those highlights on the chair. They are standing out a bit too much, I think. I'll use the HDR wheels to gently bring them down. And that's better. Nice and smooth. At this point, you can stop here. Or if you feel like the image needs a few final touches, don't hesitate to go back to your primaries and fine-tune things. For example, here we could slightly darken the background a bit more, just like this. Or we can make final contrast tweaks to really dial in the look. And there you go. A beautiful cinematic summer beach scene, graded from scratch using only DaVinci Resolve's built-in tools. We used no third-party LUTs, no plugins like Dehancer Pro, just pure color work. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what look you'd like to see next. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.